This is a look into Debbie Pushor's research paper called Parent Engagement, Creating a Shared World. In this presentation, we will look into both parent involvement and parent engagement. We will examine the difference of the two, if a difference exists. Throughout the article, the metaphor protectorate is used to describe the typical way in which schooling has been and often continues to be lived out. Pushor states that educators are the holders of expert knowledge of teaching and learning, and then enter a community and claim the ground which is labeled school. They design and enact policies, procedures, programs, schedules, and routines for the children of the community. They do all of these things in isolation of the community members and their parents. Now let's take a closer look at exactly what she means by that. The actual definition of involvement based on the Webster's Dictionary is to include, contain, or comprehend within itself or its scope. Based on Debbie Pushor's article, parent involvement is a common vehicle for bringing teachers and parents together in schools. She states that there are 6 types of parent involvement: parenting, communicating, volunteering, learning at home, decision-making, and collaborating with the community. Parents who are involved serve the school's agenda by doing the things educators ask or expect them to do, like volunteering at school, parenting in positive ways, and supporting and assisting their children at home with schoolwork. With parent involvement, the focus is placed on what parents can do to help the school realize its intentioned outcomes for children, not on what the parents' hopes and dreams or intentions for their children may be, or on what the school can do to help the parents realize their personal or family agendas. Now we'll look into parent engagement. The actual definition of engagement based on the Webster's Dictionary is a pledge, an obligation, or agreement. The article states that engagement implies enabling parents to take their place alongside educators in the schooling of their children, fitting together their knowledge of children and teaching and learning with their teachers' knowledge. It is a power and authority that is both shared by educators and parents. It is a relationship that is mutually beneficial for both parents and educators. While examining the metaphor proposed earlier of protectorate, Constantino argues that while involvement is a word predominantly used in the field, it should be replaced by the word engagement, as well as the family instead of parent, because the entire family, both immediate and not, is involved in the student's schooling. Research implies that there is a copious amount of information on the internet available about family involvement. Within less than 1 second, 102 million results were found on Google. Families have a major influence on their children's achievement on school and through life. When schools, families, and community groups work together to support learning, children tend to do better in school, stay in school longer, and like school more. Parent engagement has a positive link to student achievement, such as higher grades and test scores, enrollment in higher level programs and advanced classes, greater promotion rates, high successful completion of classes and earned credit, lower dropout rates, higher on-time graduation rates, and a greater likelihood to attend post-secondary education. Another significant finding is based on the characteristics of high-performing schools. They are a clear and shared focus, high standards and expectations for all students, effective school leadership, high levels of collaboration and cooperation, curriculum, instruction, and assessments aligned with state standards, frequent monitoring of learning and teaching, focused professional development, a supportive learning environment, and lastly, high levels of parent and community involvement. It is important to look as to what happens outside of school in the world of home and community, as well as what happens inside of school. What children achieve academically is a product of not only what they learn in school, but a wide variety of factors, including home and neighborhood influences. Instead of looking outward at families or communities as the reason for low parental engagement or unsatisfactory student outcomes, schools have a responsibility to look inward at their own assumptions and beliefs. As a community, parents, educators, and neighbors should work on creating a shared vision that represents both parent and teacher knowledge, which articulates the hopes and dreams that together they hold for their children. Building trust is important in building relationships with anyone. It is built only through consistent and intentional efforts to build quality relationships through time and contact. It could simply mean just talking or listening, or asking about their child. Because of the trust that is built, these gestures will make parents feel more comfortable in getting involved with the school and their child's progression. Just like any other research, there are always ways of improvement and gaps in knowledge. Pushor states that the following areas are ways for improvement: the lack of research that examines parent engagement through the eyes of parents rather than educators, an extensive body of literature of teacher knowledge, but there is no corresponding body of literature on parent knowledge, what the benefits of parent engagement for parents are, research on influences and conditions which affect student achievement which reside outside of the boundaries of the school agenda, and lastly, what areas of focus a curriculum of parent engagement may be comprised of.